a happy day in Pelham.
Testing 1, 2. Mr. Llewellyn. Okay. Good evening and welcome to the Board of Education meeting of November 19th, 2025. Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So it's hard to believe Thanksgiving is next week. On behalf of the board, I wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving and a restful, meaningful break with family and friends. Before the holiday, I also hope you'll join us for the school play, The Imaginary Invalid, Mr. Schleifer's adaptation of Moliere's witty and whimsical classic satire. Our students would love to see you there. Tonight is another work session, this time focused on student outcomes. We'll look at student performance data and hear from our administrative team about the context behind those results. These sessions help us understand what is working well, where we should double down, and where challenges exist so that we can support improvement in a constructive and thoughtful way. Our board goal this year is to support the continued enhancement of student outcomes and deepen community understanding of the value of Pelham Public Schools. And I want to emphasize something important. Our work tonight is about partnership. We review this data with you to understand and to support and to responsibly fulfill our oversight role. Thank you to the administrative team for all the work that went into tonight's presentation. Before we move on, I'd like to share a brief bond steering committee update as we met last week. Okay, Prospect Hill and Colonial HVAC. The design and development is progressing well. We are transitioning from steam to hot water heating systems, moving from a hybrid gas and oil system to a gas-only system and incorporating an electric heat pump to improve sustainability. The design will bring significantly better ventilation and indoor air quality, improve efficiency, which will help offset AC operating costs, and provide modern controls with a centralized dashboard for better building management. With respect to the Siwanoy expansion, the architects shared revised designs incorporating extensive community feedback. The addition now appears smaller. It matches the existing architecture and increases setbacks to 37 and 50 feet. Both elevators, while still needing corridor access through existing classrooms, have been repositioned to minimize structural disturbance while enabling the adjacent classrooms to be used as small group instruction or office space. The design has also been submitted to SHPO, the State Historic Preservation Office, which is one of many steps before final design submission and approval from the state. To address a few recurring questions, the expansion cannot go on the other side of the building because the usable space is not large enough to present meaningful construction options. And although it's not required, the updated design now aligns with Village of Pelham Manor Code, showing strong responsiveness to community feedback. We discussed modular construction. The district is exploring modular construction, which may be feasible. If comparable in quality and cost, it could reduce on-site construction and minimize disruption. The committee's response to the updated design was very positive, and the architects were commended for how thoughtfully they incorporated community input. The next steps are updated designs will be presented by the architect at the December 10th board meeting, so the architects are coming. Dr. Champ will be meeting with the Site Plan Advisory Committee of neighbors and other users of the outdoor space on November 25th. A Siwanoy Community Information session will be held at 6 p.m. on December 17th, I assume at Siwanoy? Yeah. Yes. HVAC planning for Prospect Hill and Colonial will continue through the next month. So that is the bond steering committee update. And lastly, before we move to the working session, Trustee Cohn and Dr. Champ will be leaving us a bit early this evening to attend an advocacy meeting with state and county elected officials, along with representatives from other school districts. They will be focused on advocating for continued support with state aid and funding for Pelham, as well as for public schools more broadly. Thanks. Thank you. Okay. Do I have a motion to appoint a clerk pro tem? Dr. Champ.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you, Dr. Champ. Okay.
For the day.
For the evening.
For the evening.
Okay, we're ready to move to the work session. Sure. Yes.
So good evening, everyone, and thank you, Jackie, for the great update on the construction. We're really excited tonight to be here. I want to start first by, again, same as Jackie did, thanking the administrative team, and thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you, Dr. Comerford, for leading this work. Every year, this is always, I know, something the board very much looks forward to. As you said, in their role as a governance team, it is important for them to understand the student outcomes that our district and our system are producing. What I've appreciated about this process is each year as we've done this, we've worked to expand what that view of outcomes really are. So we're excited tonight. You see behind the administrative team some beautiful artwork, and I'm sure Dr. Comerford is probably going to talk about this, so I'm sorry if I'm stealing any thunder. But you know, we take a very broad view of what student outcomes are because it's not just about test scores. Those are a snapshot. We're going to see some of that tonight, and you're going to have the opportunity to meet with the members of the administrative team, and thanks to them for the incredible hard work that went into tonight as well. The very thoughtful and intentional work and design that went into the conversations that we're going to have, where the administrative team is able to share some of what are celebrations of things that we're seeing. There's lots to celebrate. Pelham is really an outstanding district, as the board knows that. Our standing regionally is, not only do we compete with our demographically peer schools, we are competitive with those schools that have very different demographics from us. That's a challenge that we've always undertaken and one that we've always succeeded at. So we're really proud of the work of our faculty, proud of our instructional leaders. So you get to hear some of that tonight. You'll also get to hear a little bit more about what are the things that are making us wonder in some of the outcomes we're seeing and what are the things we're doing about it. And that's where I think you'll see really the thoughtfulness of how we take data and actually use it for improving instruction, working with teachers, professional learning, et cetera. And then also a picture of what are some other pieces of data beyond just what you'll see, you know, in some of the student state assessment scores, things much farther beyond that. What are the broader things that we look at? So it's not just one point of data in one fixed point in time, but what is the culmination of a variety of different formative and summative assessments that highlight growth and process and progress as well as an outcome. So I think you're going to find a very interesting conversation tonight. We hope you enjoy it. I hope you get a deeper understanding of the incredible amount of thought and care that goes into really genuinely assessing each child and their progress toward excellence. So I think with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Comerford to walk us through the rest of the evening. For sure.
Okay, so good evening. I want to express my gratitude to Dr. Champ and the Board of Education for this time to update the Board of Education on the progress toward our personal growth and achievement in Pelham Public Schools. I'd also like to welcome and express my gratitude to all of the building and district administrators who are joining us this evening to engage in conversations with the Board of Education around student progress. Your preparation and participation in tonight's session is greatly appreciated. I also want to acknowledge the amazing work of the faculty, staff, and administrators of Pelham. The student performance data is a testament to the thoughtful and intentional instruction and support that each of our students receives on a daily basis. Thank you to all the faculty and staff for continuing to create engaging, rigorous, meaningful, and responsive learning experiences for our students. Tonight's presentation is slightly different than previous years as we have designed a work session with the Board of Education so that they can engage in meaningful, data-centered conversations to hopefully increase understanding of school improvement in Pelham. I'll present a broad overview of the student performance report, and then we will move into a work session. The full student performance report will be posted on our website on our strategic plan data dashboard, and it will also be disseminated to the entire community in our board wrap-up report. Anyone with any questions about the full student performance report is invited to please contact me or Dr. Champ directly, and we will be sure to answer your questions. So we are in year 2 of our new strategic plan. Tonight's work session is designed to help the Board of Education get a sense of our progress in executing our strategic plan, particularly in the goal of personal growth and achievement. This involves fostering high expectations and providing support for all students and staff so they can develop their passions and interests and pursue their full potential. We aim to maintain and develop robust and well-rounded programs across all levels and disciplines, including academics, arts, extracurricular, athletics, and early childhood and elementary programs. A key element is continuing to develop evidence-based focused interventions and support that meet the needs of all learners. And we'll be hearing about those tonight, as well as many celebrations. So while most of the data in tonight's report reflects the one element of our strategic plan, personal growth and achievement, we also know that belonging and wellness go part and parcel with growth and achievement. We work to ensure that we are promoting a culture that balances personal growth and achievement and well-being for students and staff. So while our expectations are high and student performance is strong, we are also dedicated to maintaining the support systems that foster overall well-being for students and staff. And of course, Jim, without facilities and sustainable learning environments, none of this would be possible. So as mentioned in previous board meetings, New York State has been undergoing an examination of what it means to be a New York State high school graduate. The Board of Regents and the New York State Education Department have been rethinking what knowledge, skills, mindsets, and attributes should every graduate possess, not only in college and career, but in civic life and service. And the result of that work is the New York State Inspires Portrait of a Graduate, meant to be a unifying vision, shaping how we think about teaching, learning, and assessment, and student pathways at every level of a student's journey. The Portrait of a Graduate has well aligned with Pelham's district mission, vision, and strategic plan, and we'll see evidence of that already being well executed in Pelham tonight. As we look at data, we are always working to come at it from an appreciative inquiry lens. We identify strengths. We think about what are we doing well, what can we celebrate. We look for opportunities for growth. What can we do to improve and innovate? What else can we do to strengthen our learning for students? Then we think about our aspirations. We think about what do we want to be in several years' time? What can we aspire to do? And then we also talk about results. How can we examine results so that we know that we are on our way to the goals that we set for ourselves? And all of that process is data informed. When we think about data also, we remind ourselves that data is very important, but it's not destiny. We think about Carol Ann Tomlinson's quote, "Assessment is today's means of understanding how to modify tomorrow's instruction." Most of the student performance report is an annual report because we want to give the community and the Board of Education a broad lens of how student performance looked last year in the school district. But it's important to note that we internally examine granular data points consistently and repetitively so that we can identify things that we're doing well and also identify things in which we need to think about differently perhaps. So all of that goes into our data presentations, into our data work, and it's used for school improvement. We are a high-performing, strong school district here in Pelham, but we are also a learning organization, and we know that we can always work to improve and do better as we move forward. And so the data is used for our school improvement process, in which we identify the needs, we screen and monitor. We use it to inform instruction, differentiation, and grouping. We guide curriculum alignment. and assessment refinement. We use data to inform our professional learning needs and make sure they're aligned to instructional needs. We use our data to allocate resources based on the priorities, and we use it all to drive continuous growth here in Pelham. It's important to note that for the past many, many years, New York State educators have been undergoing a full curriculum transformation. Starting in September of 2017, New York State has adopted the Next Generation Learning Standards, and this has created a complete revision of assessments and instruction and content over the years. I'm sure we've heard many times about the changing standards, but important to note that we're almost at the end of this almost 10-year process. And this was no easy lift, and the data we will see tonight is a testament to the thoughtful and successful overhaul of curriculum by our talented teachers and administrators. So I want to talk a little bit about, as you review the student performance report, I wanted to highlight some of the achievement highlights that you'll see in the student performance report and identify some of the strengths of our district. We are a district defined by high expectations and high achievement. Across all content areas, Pelham's metrics show a pattern of sustained academic excellence, reflective of dedicated educators, engaged families, and students who rise to high expectations. These outcomes reinforce that Pelham is a strong, high-performing school district committed to continuous improvement and preparing students for future success. We see consistent excellence across all New York State assessments. Pelham students demonstrate strong performance, reflecting both high-quality instruction and rigorous academic program. Of the 10 of the 12 New York State ELA and math assessments in grades K through 8 have more than 80%, an average rate of 80% proficiency for students. In Pelham, this benchmark places us high above the state and also the districts in the regions. Of the two that are not, one is missed by a fraction of a point to be 80%, and the other is the second year implementation of the new New York State science examination, where Pelham has outperformed the state and region for both years. The regional data isn't available yet, but definitely the state for both years, region for year one. Pelham has excelled in the new 5th grade science assessment, even if it's first year. And then we are exceptional in middle school at mathematic performance. In a notable marker of advanced student learning, 100% of Pelham middle school students taking Algebra 1 Regents examination achieved proficiency last school year and the year before. This result highlights not only student readiness, but also the effectiveness of early acceleration pathways and high-quality math instruction. We also have strong Regents examination outcomes. Pelham Memorial High School students continue to deliver very strong results across all Regents examinations. More than 80% of students reach proficiency on every Regents exam offered, demonstrating a consistent mastery across all subject areas. The district also meets high rates of both commencement level and also Regents of Distinction designation, underscoring the deep levels of student achievement. Commencement level and Regents of Distinction have different grading metrics, and so the commencement level ones are there's a little more grace, but Regents of Distinction, there's a little bit higher scrutiny, so maintaining that proficiency level so high for both types of Regents examinations is something that we celebrate. As far as advanced placement and participation in success goes, our participation, I know you're going to hear more about this later, so I don't want to steal anyone's thunder, but participation in AP courses continues to grow while performance improves as well. In 2024-25, 449 Pelham Memorial High School students took 994 AP exams, showing the broad level, and 89% scored 3 or above. That's 401 students, far exceeding state and national averages and reflecting exceptional college readiness. In addition to AP opportunities, we have many dual enrollment opportunities, and they are expanding continuously. Since 2019, when only 204 students were availing themselves of dual enrollment courses, in the 24-25 school year, 438 Pelham Memorial High School students participated in dual enrollment courses. We are a culture of high achievement, from Regents mastery to AP to dual enrollment expansion. Pelham Middle Memorial, I always do that. Pelham Memorial High School continues to demonstrate high expectations and high support that lead to achievement. But the participation rates also show our dedication to supporting students so that they achieve success. And also there's student engagement. There's so much opportunities for Pelham, for students here in Pelham. So for example, interscholastic athletics. Pelham offers a comprehensive and competitive athletic program fielding 80 interscholastic teams across 31 sports. Participation is strong across all levels, showing both interest and commitment. We have 312 unique 7th and 8th grade students participating in athletic, and 516 unique 9th through 12th graders participating at the high school level. Joe and I kind of had to go look at that number and make sure it was unique because it's very high. It's over half the high school population. It's something we're very proud of. So students here benefit from high expectations, exceptional coaching, and programs that develop teamwork, resilience, and leadership, skills that extend way beyond the playing field. But it doesn't end there. We have an outstanding fine and performing arts program, theater and visual arts. Last year, students across elementary, middle, and high school were selected to perform in NYSSMA, all-county, and all-state ensembles during the past school year. Also during the past school year, 11 Pelham Memorial High School students earned all-area state honors, and 2 students achieved all-state recognition. In theater, Pelham's theater program continues to shine. Multiple students received Metro Award nominations for their work in Sock and Buskin's Urinetown. 1 student was named Prestigious Emerging Artist at the annual Roger Rees Awards, highlighting exceptional young performers from across the region. And one highlight in art, aside from the beautiful representation that Director of Art Devin Fallon provided for us this evening, we also had the 2024 Pelican Yearbook, Always in Motion, earned first place in the Scholastic Yearbook Awards from the American Scholastic Association, recognizing excellence in student journalism, photography, and design. In addition to extracurriculars, we also have full club programs from elementary to high school that have large participation rates in them. At the elementary school, we have several clubs that students can begin engaging in at the elementary level. Pelham Middle School offers 20-plus well-attended clubs supporting diverse student interests, from STEM service to the arts. And the high school offers 48-plus clubs showcasing vibrant extracurricular culture. Students can lead, design, debate, build, perform, and innovate, ensuring every student can find a place to belong. Finally, we focus on the whole child. Pelham students excel because the district nurtures academic, athletic, artistic, and social emotional development. The depth of quality of opportunities across sports, arts, and clubs reflect a community where students are supported to discover passions, develop talents, and grow as well-rounded individuals. That brings us to our work session, which I'll introduce and then we will launch into. But tonight's work session is designed to focus on 3 main areas. Each station administrators have been asked to kind of bring forth a data point that is a celebration, and then you have been provided with discussion points to kind of engage in conversation about what might have fueled that celebration and that success. And we're also going to discuss with you priority growth areas in our K-12 program and the targeted actions underway to address them. And then finally, the discussion will center around evidence of deep, authentic learning across our K-12 system that extends beyond what high-stakes assessment measures. The structure of the next few minutes should be about 60 minutes. Is that we will ask Board of Education members in groups to rotate through a series of 4 different stations. We'll do 2 stations at a time. And each station will be led by school-based and district-based instructional leaders and administrators. You'll have 15 minutes at each station to examine the 3 data pieces that each group has brought forth and engage in conversation. Everybody has a discussion protocol in front of them to help guide your discussions as we go, and the estimate was about 5 minutes per data piece. And I think in the last work session we see how I am about timing, so I'll do my best to let it be organic but also keep a structure. But we'll keep it to 15 minutes per station. And for that, I think we'll move into a work session. Yeah. So thank you so much. That concludes our Board of Education work session on student performance this evening. I am very appreciative again to all the district and building level administrators who are here and engaged in amazingly informative conversations with our board members. I will just conclude with asking board members for some initial kind of reactions, reflections upon the last hour that we spent together. And then again, the full student performance report will be uploaded to our strategic plan dashboard, and we will also be disseminating that out with our board wrap-up report that comes out after our board meetings. So I'll just invite board members to share initial thoughts, reactions to our work session.
I'll start. Just wanted to say impressive. There's always room for improvement, but what I saw today was really impressive.
Microphone? Microphone.
I didn't know these were on. I'm also very impressed, and mainly impressed with just how data-driven your instruction is. So it's very data-driven, and it's very clear that every student gets the attention in terms of trying to get them to grow as much as they can. So thank you.
Just wow, that must have taken a lot of work. Honestly, a lot of thought, a lot of work to help us really understand and kind of look, underneath the hood of how you all think about your work. So just kudos for that. I think the thing, one of my big takeaways too is the idea of the standards are great, but not good enough, right? And so again, I think we all know we're beating all the all the standards, but I think the thought that goes into where do we want to focus our energy, where can we do better, is just really impressive. I did leave with probably more questions than I came with, so that's a good thing, and I will follow up with that. But I think it was really I found it really valuable. I think about the work you're doing in a different way now. So thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody. That concludes our work session.
Thank you all very much. Outstanding job tonight. Thank you. Jackie, motion to adjourn?
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
I lost my agenda.
Four of us now.